Future Design Podcast.
Have so many other social issues that we're being confronted with, right? Let's just take like the Australian bushfires, for example, right? And then the PM Morrison came out and said he doesn't even support, the whole notion of climate change, and they still want to keep funding fossil fuels and all. I mean, we have so many, or even climate change,
It's a great one.
And for me, like, I'm pretty passionate about changing that name, climate change, into like human extinction, right? And if we don't have a great story to say, and climate change is not a great story, it's not a great phrase, because it doesn't sound like it's imminent and doesn't give you that sense of urgency, right? If you say human extinction is among us, right? I mean, that completely changes how I view about plastics and sustainability and all these things, right? So, just going back to like the bushfires in Australia, I mean, how do you see like all these politicians these days and their storytelling? Because I think a lot more important storytelling is necessary. And we're being challenged by so many different things in our world that's far more important. And I feel sorry for all the entrepreneurs to tell them this, but there's a lot more important issues that we need to have more storytelling into and be really emotionally attached to and feel the urgency to tackle, and I don't see that enough. Right? All I see is like Trump tweeting crap on Twitter, and it doesn't even no, I'm gonna stop there. But I
don't think anybody disagrees with you. I think you've got a point that we need big stories to address big problems. And we need leaders to step up and tell those stories. So I've got a 13-year-old son. So he's quite aware of climate change. And he said to me the other day, because everything he gets is from YouTube, right? That's how it is with these kids, right? That's how they absorb the world. And he said, we live in a world now. He was like, dinner. He said, we like this big announcement. We live in a world now where, not in this voice, but I'm dramatizing it. We live in a world now where the president of the United States is taking on a 16-year-old Swedish girl. And the 16-year-old Swedish girl is winning. He felt like really good about that. And I thought about it. Well, it's so true. Greta Thunberg, when she went to the United Nations, she stood before the UN Council and she told the story of climate change. She told that kind of story of extinction and like how you've let us down. And here's the thing, is actually that we've known about climate change for 120 years. And we have, like, I had a look on Google, and you can look at Google now. It's gone up since, I'm sure I've searched it last time. If you Google climate change, there's 1 billion page results. So there's no lack of data. It's out there. We know. And since I was a kid, I knew it was happening. People were saying this is bad and pollution's bad and it's going to all happen. But it took somebody to step up and tell a better story about it. And really that's what Greta did. And, all props to her for being at such a young age, telling such a powerful story.
Future Design Podcast.